Wellness. Is this the new marketing jargon in the Indian real estate? Or it's a concept that has actually evolved? Post-COVID, when a lot of people were forced to work from home and were confined in their housing societies, the developers found an interesting opportunity over there. Most of the new projects and upcoming projects have now started selling with the concept of wellness. Before we take into account the seriousness of the developers on this front, we also have to understand the willingness of the buyers, whether the buyer are willing to invest into wellness related projects, whether they are ready to pay incentive for the same. So we conducted a survey where 92% of the Indians said that they are ready to invest in wellness and holistic health related housing projects. When it comes to their understanding, it's one thing to say that, okay, this sounds fine, I want to invest into it. And it's another thing to say that I have some understanding of the concept. The understanding of the concept is pretty poor. Only 34% Indians have some sort of understanding about health and wellness in the housing societies. And that understanding is also limited to gardens, green area, gym, swimming pool, yoga. We also try to understand that whether they are ready to pay premium for the wellness related housing projects, because obviously those projects are a bit higher. In the luxury segment, 10% of the buyers said despite the fact that they are already paying a high premium, they are ready to pay more premium for the same. In affordable segment, 15% of the buyers said they are ready to pay premium. In mid-income, 22% buyers are ready to pay premium. But when it comes to mid to aspirational housing, 28% buyers are willing to pay a premium for the same. Prima facie, it seems that the Indian housing market moving forward will evolve into self-sustained holistic buildings where the concept of health and wellness will be integrated. But when I look at the developer side, are they going to continue with this, or this is just a concept born out of the marketing compulsions during COVID? In my opinion, what will define the future of wellness in housing society would be the sales velocity moving forward. We all know developers are not known to change. They are not known to experiment. They are only being forced to change and experiment. If the sales velocity doesn't get affected, they are not going to change. All this wellness and holistic health will just remain a marketing jargon in the Indian housing market. But if the sales gets a hit, then they are going to invest into it. We all have seen the seriousness of the developers have always been missing. For example, in 2020, post lockdown, when the construction activities started, the kind of missing health and hygiene, basic health and hygiene issues were noticed across the board on the construction sites. On the construction sites, the very same developer who glorified that during the lockdown air quality has improved, nature has improved, were found flouting all norms of environment. So it all depends. If the sales volumes are not getting affected, nothing is going to change. If the sales volume gets affected, then the developers will experiment. The bigger question is, what needs to be done to make health and wellness an integrated part of housing project moving forward? There are two ways this can be done. One is that we need to educate the home buyers on the benefits of investing in a wellness project, because they will spend more, they will give a premium only when they are educated enough They do know the cost and benefit of investing into such projects. Second thing is that developers need to be both incentivized as well as penalized for this. As of now, there is no incentive, no tangible incentive to even create a green building beyond a mandatory extra FAR. So they need to be incentivized and also penalized if they don't do it. And in this context, I would like to quote the Singapore model. In Singapore, in the year 2008, Singapore Building Contract Act was introduced, which made mandatory green mark certification. So in Singapore, if you are developing a project on a plot higher than 5,000 square meter, you have to create equal amount of green cover, as many green cover as the FAR. So your green cover has to be in proportional to the FAR that you are consuming. Even in the old buildings, it was mandated to go for retrofitting to create the same kind of greenery. And Singapore today is a shining example for across the world to see how green building, how self-sustained buildings needs to be created. Can something of this happen in the Indian market? Right from the policymakers to builders, we know the intent and track record of everybody in the given ecosystem. Only when the buyers will demand for it, only when the buyers will start refusing the projects that does not have the concept of health and wellness integrated into it, then only the things will change a bit.